Greetings, everyone. This is Kendra Levon, and I want to thank you for joining me on my YouTube channel as we dive into talking about numerology and what numerology means and how we can actually live more effectively, live more consciously, and be in our authentic selves and create the life we want by understanding the vibration and frequencies that we're here on. So today what I'm going to do is we're going to talk about the creative force of number one, okay? Because that's the first one, that's the first number, so that's where we're going to go. But before we can go into one, we got to talk about zero. Yeah, so zero is about the womb of consciousness. This is the universe, right? So this is like that empty void of infinite possibilities. And so when we step into the beginning of creation, we're talking about the number one. So remember, one within that void creates consciousness, right? It's the self-awareness. So one represents God, it represents man, it represents thought, and it is the force that is here to actually have us to begin to experience life. Okay, so this is the very strong creative energy and a creative force that is ready to create something, ready to manifest something, ready to make things happen and explore this whole new dimension of existence that we're in. So that is what one represents, and that's on a cosmic level, kind of giving you an example of that. And so if you can think about it, one is a number of determination. One is ready to make things happen. It's ready to, to take charge. They're leaders, they're natural, how can I say, delegators to kind of make things, put things in order. So if you could think of life, right? Because one is about new beginnings, new life. And when you think about, for instance, like a plant growing out of the ground. So when it grows out of the ground, it goes up like this, just like the number one, right? So that's what one represents, right? So if you're here and your life path is a one, you are here to learn certain lessons. You're here to learn, your soul is here to be able to come to that leadership self, part of yourself, and to also be able to step into your divinity, because one is about uniqueness. It's about how can I be authentically who I am. And that's when we're talking about authenticity, that is definitely that one energy. So one is about that, because one, they beat to their own drum, they're ready to, take charge. They're ready to, produce results, and go beyond the perception of limitations, right? So, or even perceived ideas, so they're like expanding into this new existence. Now, when also I'd say this, some of the other characteristics of one is that ones are very confident, they're brave, they're very straightforward, and when one's focus is on the high frequency of a one, they make really good friends, excellent leaders. So when we're talking about numbers, all numbers have two poles. You have either your negative or you're positive. Okay, so you're going to either be in one or the other or in the middle. Okay, so when you're focusing on your high frequency of your one, you are ambitious, you're driven, you're determined, you're ready to go, you're ready to make things happen. Okay, but when you're on the low end of that frequency, ones can be very lazy, they can be very egotistical, impulsive, selfish, aggressive, arrogant. So that's the negative aspect of one. So when you're not in your highest frequency as a one, we can convert to that sometimes, and that's where we don't want to be, because then we're fighting against who we authentically are. Okay, so that negative represents us not being in harmony with who we authentically are. Okay, so I wanted to kind of go over that with you and talk about what one is, and this is a kind of a brief description, but at least you get an idea. Now, that is if you have a one life path. Those are your lessons, which your soul is here to do and your soul is here to achieve. But you might feel that same, you may not be a 1, but you feel that same energy. That means that 1 is maybe in another stronger number, like you're in your name, in your expression. So you might feel that, okay, that pull and that kind of those qualities really strong because it's in another major space. But in a life path, it is really about, it's more so about what your soul is here to do. And because you can know, because you're like, you feel the need to be authentically who you are. It's not always easy. You're really pushing to be you and be the leader that you know inside that you are. Okay, so I wanted, that's kind of a good description of 1 energy. So next time what we're going to do, we're going to dive into the creative force of the number 2. Okay, and 2, they're the bringers of duality. Okay, so that'll be an interesting topic. And if your life path is a 2, you might want to check that out. And how you get your life path number is you're going to take your birth date and you're going to add those every single number, each number at a time, all the way across. So say you come out, you add all those numbers, you come out to a 31. You're going to add 3 and 1, and then you get 4. So then that's your life path. That is your life path number. Okay, so that's how you get your life path. So when I talk about 2, you'll see if it resonates with you. So anyways, thank you for joining me. If you like the content, please click like and please subscribe so you can get all the updates on when I am posting a new post. And thank you for taking this journey with me into diving into understanding numbers and the importance of where we are this day in this time and age. And I look forward to seeing you next time. And so, as I always, live in your light, and I love you.